2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the New York Giants. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Ready, break. Switch it. Go on. Hey, orbit. Snap.
Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
90, Wolf. Cut. Watch the twins. Topper.
From the 25 on second down, Jones. And he's got some space here. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Time will tell if that's an interception that rattles the rookie here. First drive on the road.
And you know the discussion going into the game? Centered on, okay, let's get out nice and easy, take care of the football, we're on the road, you're a youngster, let's not make mistakes early. But now the conversation.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His fourth touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danny Shelton muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
After the sack on 1st down, Jones will get this out to Barkley complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? In a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Here's Matt Bosher now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fielded at the 33. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Locke. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone, and they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. He completes it to Jones. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner. toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
He's already scored once. He definitely had his eyes wide open trying to get in there a second time, but I thought that was a really nice play defensively to deny him.
Yeah, it was, as you said, keeping him away from his second first-quarter touchdown there. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Geronimo Allison, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Prater for the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Jones hit and the ball's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Jones throw on target to Shepard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a giant first down on a gain of 16.
First down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A give to Barkley out of the gun. Now Barkley stripped of the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. The 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Down. 50, plant.
Get him!
Here's Jones. Throwing on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Willie Henry muscled his way in for the sack. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
At the 47-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Hey, watch out.
From the gun, here's Love. Throwing deep for Galladay. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Credit Julian Love with a pass breakup.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Love. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. They'll try to run forward Barkley. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing Jones. Escaping the pressure right. He's going into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
The 32-yard line.
Check out. Line 40. 54. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Now on 2nd and 16. Luck looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Hey, exit.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First trip to the red zone for the Giants. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Looking to throw. Jones. Tate bringing it in for the Giant touchdown. Golden Tate, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Go. Let's go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. 77 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown one play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Looking for Shepard deep, and this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a third interception in half number 1.
Jones pass complete to Golden Tate. A gain of 21 yards.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions. And
they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Right, 622. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take it.
On second down, Swift. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Locke. Throwing deep for Galladay. And Luck will be intercepted for a third time. Picked off at the 19. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Coming to you, coming to you.
2nd and 4. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Got it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Hey, check 24.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Check. Watch twist. Switch.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
Ready.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. It'll be a gain of 3 on what should be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
3 buzz.
On 2nd and 9, Luck. This complete to Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 33 yards that time.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for him.
A first down carry here for Johnson. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
11.
From the gun on third down, Love. And the pressure gets to him again. Leonard Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now Jones from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it here. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Ready? Mike. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it.
They'll try the left side. Swift. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, Whitford on 4th turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
On 2nd down and 4, Luck. James has got it, complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Out of the gun, Luck. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. That's 3 touchdown passes now for Andrew Luck. And the Lions take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Levine Toilolo, the tight end, is intended target. And now it's 2nd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. A 1st down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's got his man. This is Tate. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Golden Tate. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And it's for pride now, but the Giants do get a bit closer. PAT up and good by Rosas as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Bring up.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The Lions on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now a give, right side. Swift. And a nice spin into some open field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try the air now with Locke. Complete to Jones. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try the left side. Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd and 11 now. Luck. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big pickup of 38. I don't think that's what the defensive coordinator had in mind there. You got him pinned back inside the 5, and then you let him rip off that long run.
You're already anticipating the film session, aren't you?
There's going to be some anger.
Yeah, there's not going to be at the greatest hits, is it? Because they didn't hit anyone on that play. Supposed to have them pinned back deep. Instead, they leave a big crack, a gaping hole, and guess what? They're in bad position right now.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Go.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Jones. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the 2nd foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Here we go. 10 Nova.
I got you. Check.
General West. Deep grip.
Jones throwing on first down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and pick.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's fielded in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think you might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Luck. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as a gain of 33. And that play started back at their own 33. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Going to give this time to the tailback. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On first down, Swift, and I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. They'll try the left side. Swift. The star at nearby Michigan, Jabril Peppers, in on the stop.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down.
A 2-yard loss brings up 3rd and 17.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points